Good morning, everyone. Let us start this session. So during the last lecture, we have seen the projection of plane. So plane is a two-dimensional geometry which forms some area. And plane, basically, it is a part of a solid geometry. Okay. So today we will see the projection of the solids, which is a three-dimensional geometry. So what is meaning of solid? It is a three-dimensional object or a geometry which is bounded by the plane or the curved surfaces. Okay. So solid has length, breadth, and the height. So this is a three-dimensional geometry. Solid, it forms the volume. So if we compare the solid with the plane, then plane, it forms some area, and the solid, it forms the volume. Okay. So solids, they are classified into two categories. The first is the polyhedron, and second is the solid by revolution. Okay. So we will see in detail what is meaning of polyhedron and what is meaning of solid by the revolution. So what is polyhedron? When solid is bounded by the number of plane surfaces, it is called as polyhedron. Okay. So hedron means plane surface and poly means number of surfaces. So in the polyhedron, the first solid geometry, it is the prism, and the second geometry is the pyramid. Okay. So you must have seen this prism and the pyramid. So what is prism? So prism is a solid which is bounded by the rectangular faces, and its end faces, that is called as a base, are parallel to each other. Okay. So in the prism, all the faces, they are rectangular. Okay. And its base, they are parallel to each other. So base can have any shape, that is a square, rectangle, triangular, pentagonal, hexagonal. Okay. So depending on the base, we will name that prism, whether it is a rectangular prism, pentagonal prism, square prism, triangular prism. Okay. So here you can see the examples. The first is the square prism. So you can observe here all its faces. So this vertical sides, okay, these are called as the faces. These are rectangular, and its base, that is the top base and its bottom base, they are rectangular or they square, and therefore it is called as a square prism. The second prism, it is a triangular prism. So for the triangular prism, its base will be a triangle. Okay. Faces will remain rectangular. And for the pentagonal or the hexagonal prism, its base will be pentagon or the hexagon. Okay. So these are some examples of the prism. So for the prism, you should remember its faces, they are in rectangular shape. Okay. Now we will see the different terms used for the prism. So first is the axis. So axis, it is an imaginary line which is passing through the centers of the bases. Okay. That is center of top base and the bottom base. So this imaginary line, this is called as the axis of that prism. The second, it is the vertical edge. So two rectangular faces meet to form the vertical edge. Okay. So this is the common line between two vertical faces, that is called as a vertical edge. So this is also called as a lateral edge. The third is the base edge. The rectangular face and the base, they meet to form the base edge. Okay. So it is also called as the side of the base. So we will see all these terms with the help of the geometry. So this is the rectangular prism or the square prism. So this part, this is called as a face. Okay. Then two faces, they will meet and they will form the vertical edge. So this is the vertical edge. This is called as a base edge. So this is a common line between face and the base. And this is the imaginary line which is passing through the center of the bases. So this is the top base center and this is bottom base center. So this imaginary line, this is called as a axis. Okay. So these are some terms used to define a prism. So these are three types of prisms. The first one is right regular prism. Second is the oblique prism. And third one is the truncated prism. Okay. So we will see what is the meaning of right regular prism, oblique prism, and the truncated prism. So for the right regular prism, its base and this face, they are exactly perpendicular. Okay, so that is called as a right regular prism. So this base and the face, they are right angle to each other. In the oblique prism, so you can observe here, this is called as the oblique prism. Okay, where base and the face, the angle is less than 90 degree. And for the truncated prism, so what is truncated prism? So if you cut the prism, so here you can observe, so this line basically it represents the cutting plane. Okay, so if you cut the prism by some imaginary plane, then the remaining portion of that prism, this is called as a truncated prism. Okay, so let us see how the truncated prism looks like. So this is the truncated square prism. Okay, that means the square prism in the first diagram, it is cut by the imaginary plane. So that plane, it is inclined with the horizontal plane, and the remaining portion of that prism, so it becomes the truncated prism. Okay, so these are some types of the prism. The next geometry, that is a solid, it is a pyramid. So the definition of pyramid is the solid geometry which is bounded by the triangular faces with one end having polygon as a base and the other end is apex. Okay. So this is the geometry for the pyramid. So for the pyramid, all its faces, they are triangular in shape. Okay. One end, it has a polygon base and other end, it is the apex. So you can observe here, there is a common point for all the triangular faces. So that common point, it is called as the apex. Okay. And the base, it is the polygon. So why it is a polygon, or why do we call this as a polygon? Because the base can have a different shapes. So the right now the shape shown, this is a square. So this is a square pyramid. If the shape is a pentagon, so that will be a pentagonal pyramid. If it is a hexagon, it will become hexagonal pyramid. Okay. So these are some types of the pyramid depending on the base polygon. Okay. So first is the square pyramid. So because its base is square. Second is the triangular pyramid. Next one is the hexagonal pyramid. And last one is the pentagonal pyramid. Okay. But if you observe all these geometries, then its faces, they are triangular in shape. So that is the differentiating point between pyramid and the prism. For the prism, all the faces are rectangular, and for the pyramid, all the faces are triangular in shape. So now we will see the terms. The first one is the axis. So what is axis? It is an imaginary line which passing through the apex and the midpoint of the base. Okay. The next one is the slant edge. So two triangular faces meet to form the slant edge. So it is a common line between the triangular faces. So slant edge means it is an inclined edge with respect to the HP or with respect to vertical plane. Okay. Then base edge, it is a triangular face. Sorry, triangular face and the base meet to form the base edge. So it is a common line between the triangular face and the base of that pyramid. Okay, that is called as a base edge. So let us see all these terms with the help of the diagram. So here you can observe the apex. It is a common point for all triangular faces. Then base. Then next one is the slant edge. And here you can observe the imaginary line which passing through the apex and the center of the base. Okay, so that imaginary line is nothing but the axis of that pyramid. Okay. Now pyramid, it has three types similar to the prism. So it is a right regular pyramid, then oblique pyramid, and the truncated pyramid. Okay. So you can observe the difference between the right regular pyramid and the oblique pyramid. Okay. So for the right regular pyramid, the axis of that pyramid is exactly perpendicular to the base of the pyramid. Okay. So this angle is exactly right angle, axis and the base of the pyramid. Then for the oblique pyramid, if you join this center of the base with the apex, like this, okay, then it is not exactly right angle. So this is acute angle, or you can observe this as a obtuse angle, and this is called as a oblique pyramid. And for the truncated pyramid, if you cut this pyramid by the imaginary plane, then the remaining portion, that is called as a truncated pyramid. Okay, so this is truncated square pyramid. Because for this pyramid, its base is a square. Okay, so these are three types for the pyramid. Now the next major type for the solid, the first one was the polyhedron, and the second, it was solid by revolution. So what is solid by revolution? So you can observe here, when a solid is formed by the revolution of a plane or a polygon about an axis, then that solid, it is called as a solid by revolution. Okay. So in the solid by revolution, we have two geometries or two solids. The first one is the cylinder, and the second solid, this is the cone. Okay. So we will see how the cylinder is formed and how the cone is formed by the revolution method. So the cylinder, it is formed by the revolution of the rectangle about one of its side as an axis. Okay. So cylinder is bounded by the curved surfaces having the circular bases. Okay. So base of the cylinder is circle, and its surface, it is the curved surface. So if you compare the polyhedron geometries, polyhedron solids, then all the faces, they are the flat faces. Okay. So if you take the rectangle and if you revolve this rectangle about one of its side as an axis, then you can get the cylinder. So if I take this side as axis, and if you revolve this rectangle in this direction, then after one complete revolution, we will get the cylinder as a solid geometry. Okay. So you can observe here how to rotate this rectangular plane. So if you rotate that plane in this direction about this vertical axis passing through one of its side, then after 360 revolution, we will get the cylinder. Okay. So this is called as a solid by the revolution. So this is cylinder. So for the cylinder, the terms are same compared to the polyhedron, that is the axis. So axis is the imaginary line which passing through the center of the basis. So this is the axis for the cylinder. Then this is the surface, which is a curved surface. Now, in case of polyhedrons, if you take the example of the prism, then we have the edges. Okay. Vertical edges, that is called as the lateral edges, and the base edges. Okay. But for the solids by the revolution, that is a cylinder or cone, we don't have the edges because its surface is a curved surface. It doesn't have any edge. Okay. And therefore, when we draw the projection, we will assume some imaginary lines as a reference line on that surface. Okay. So here you can observe these imaginary lines. So these imaginary lines, they are called as the generators. So these generators, they are used to draw the projection when we will make the cylinder incline either to HP or with the vertical plane. Okay. So we will see this in actual projection. So these are some basic terms for the cylinder. Okay, so second geometry or a second solid by revolution, it is the cone. So cone is generated by the revolution of the right angle triangle about one of its side. Okay, that is the vertical side. So here you can observe. So if you take the right angle triangle and if you rotate this or revolve this right angle triangle, so if you take this side as an axis, and if you revolve this in this direction about this vertical axis, then you will get the cone geometry. Okay. So this is solid by the revolution, where the geometry used for the revolution, it is the right angle triangle. So for the cone, when we define or describe the cone, we need to specify its height and the base radius. Okay. So these are two parameters they can describe a cone, or sometimes instead of height, we can give the angle of this slant edge. Okay, so this is theta. So for the cylinder, we assume some imaginary lines on its surface. These are called as generators. So similarly, the cone, it doesn't have any edge as that of the polyhedron. Okay, and therefore we will imagine some lines on its surface. Okay, so these lines, they are called as generators. Okay, so now we will start with the actual projection of the solid. So we will assume all the solids, they are lying in the first quadrant only. Okay, so first geometry or first projection is solid resting on the HP, and axis is perpendicular to the HP and it is parallel to VP. Okay, so we will select the first quadrant. So this prism, that is the first geometry, it is resting on the HP. So this is the given position of that solid. Okay, its axis is perpendicular to the HP and it is parallel to the VP. Okay, so this is the axis of that solid. Okay, so you can draw this diagram. This is a three-dimensional representation. We have to prepare its two-dimensional representation. Okay, that is the front view and the top view. So this is the axis. So this axis is perpendicular to the HP and it is parallel with the vertical plane. So this is the position given. Now if you observe from the front direction, okay, its base edges, they are equally inclined with the vertical plane or the XY line. So if you draw the parallel line with the XY line, then you can observe this angle as a 45 degree. So this is called as equally inclined condition. Okay, this angle also 45 degree, and this is square prism. So you can assume the side of this prism as a 40 mm. Okay, and the height, so this is the height, so take this height as a 70 mm. So in the given position, if you observe from the front direction, so these are the projectors. as it is resting on the HP. So for the base, that is the bottom base, its projector will intersect the XY line. So suppose this is ABCD. So this is the front view for the point A. So this is A dash, and similarly it is a front view for the point C. Okay. So this will be A dash and C dash. This point will be B dash, and this is a D dash. So you can take this same point for the bottom base. So this is again B dash. So this is the front view of the prism. Okay, and if you observe from the top direction, then from the top direction you can observe this square. Okay, but that square, it will be equally inclined with the vertical plane. Okay, so we will just observe this square. So when you draw the projection on the drawing paper, you will rotate this horizontal plane by 90 degree. So HP will lie below the XY line. So this is the vertical plane and this is the horizontal plane. Okay. So you start from the top view. Okay. Because top view, it will give the actual shape or the true shape of its base. Okay. And if you observe from the front view, then this is not the actual shape. Okay. And therefore, draw this square which is equally inclined with the XY line. So you can observe here, this side of that square, that is called as a base edge, it must be 45 degree with the XY line. That is called as the equally inclined condition. So you can take a suitable distance from the XY line. That distance is not given in the problem. So you can take 20 centimeter, 20 mm, 30 mm, and draw one reference line at 45 degree like this, and draw second reference line. So this is also at 45 degree. Okay. Draw the first line like this, and by taking some distance with respect to XY line, locate the point and then draw the 45 degree second line. And then you complete the rectangle square with the given dimension. So its side is 40 mm. So you can mark that 40 and then complete this square. Okay. So this is the square which will represent the top view of the prism, that is a square prism, when its base is equally inclined with the vertical plane. Okay. Now to complete the front view, so this is a, take the projection like this and take the height. So height is 70 mm. So extend this projector or draw vertical line at 70 mm. Okay, so this is the front view. So this point is B dash, which is corresponding to B. This is A dash and C dash. And this is D dash. Okay, so in this way, you can complete the projection. When the given solid is perpendicular, that is axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Okay. So this is the basic condition for the solid when it is resting on the HP. Okay. Now we will consider the second condition where the solid or the axis of the solid is inclined to HP and it is parallel to VP. Okay. We will consider the same geometry, that is a prism, square prism. So we can note down this second condition. The prism axis is inclined to HP and parallel to VP, and the solid is resting on the horizontal plane. So for this condition, you can note down this problem. A square prism, side of the base is 40 mm and its axis height is 60 mm, is resting on the HP on one of its side, one of its base edge, such that its axis is inclined at 60 degree to the HP and it is parallel to the VP. Okay, draw the projection. So here the solid is resting on the HP on one of its base edge. Its axis is inclined to the HP by 60 degree and it is parallel to the vertical plane. Okay. So let us see the given position of the solid in a 3 dimension.